I'm a big believer in sleep. I think it's massively underrated. I'm a 9-hour sleep guy, maybe 8 hours I'm pretty good as well. 7 hours, that's cutting it a bit fine and I start to struggle, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. You get a lot of these sort of online entrepreneurial gurus, online entrepreneurial gurus. The word has lost all meaning. So you get these online entrepreneur coaches, who tell you how you can change your lifestyle and sell you the dream and make, with a morning routine and a little bit of efficiency and massive action in your life that you can change your life around. But what quite a lot of them will tell you is that they get by on 5 hours sleep, and then they can spend the next 19 hours, making millions with their business. Sorry, this is a bit of a rant. It's not my intention. So anyway, basically my point is when I don't get a good night's sleep and when I start to get tired, it really does start to affect me, and it affects my photography, and in particular this image, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. This is going to be a short video, so a lot of you are probably quite relieved about this, as it started off quite ranty and never means to, but Anyway, let me continue. The lack of sleep can be a problem for landscape photographers because we often like to shoot sunrise, and that's not too much of a problem in the winter months, but in the sort of late spring, summer and autumn, that can mean that, in the peak of summer, that can mean setting your alarm for 3 in the morning. And I love a good morning, don't get me wrong. I'm a big believer in win the morning, win the day. I think that's fantastic, but if I don't get a good night's sleep the night before and I wake up for a sunrise shoot, I find it hugely beneficial to somehow squeeze in a nap around late morning, afternoon time. But in the last video that I uploaded on Wednesday, where I photographed this image, this video was filmed on the same day as my previous week's video, where I hiked up a mountain at sunrise to capture it, and capture the morning light. And that meant a 5 a.m. start, hike up a mountain, do all the filming, do the photography, hike back down, have a big fatty greasy breakfast, and then crack on and make the next video, which is this one. So whilst making this video, the tiredness started to catch up with me, and you'll know this because I spoke about it in the video, saying how tired I was and had a bit of a rest and a coffee, but what I didn't do was have a nap. And anyway, why am I talking about sleeping and napping and everything? It does seem like I'm waffling on, and I probably am. But basically, this image, I really like this image, and I've had a lot of positive feedback about this image. But there is a problem. And it's a problem that I can't look past. And it's a problem that will haunt me for the rest of my days. And that is, when I was photographing this, I was very, very tired, which meant I not only wasn't feeling very creative, but I just wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't being very attentive to the scene. Obviously, I placed it on the 3rd, it's pin sharp, it's exposed correctly, technically, it's perfect. But it falls down massively. And I'm so annoyed at myself. And you're all probably thinking, what is it, Tom? What is it? Is this a fine image? Well, maybe for you it's a fine image. But look at this. See that? That is the lower branches of the tree intersecting with the horizon. And that is a big no-no. So annoyed! So annoyed at this. Now, I could, and I might, probably won't, but I could Photoshop this and, make it so it's not crossing over the horizon. Now, don't get me wrong, branches over the horizon, not a problem if it's intentional and it works with the composition. But I mean, look at this image, for example, that I shot in Patagonia last year. I spent so long making sure that none of the branches crossed over the ridges of the mountain and to interfere with the sky. And then I come here to this, and I don't even realise it. And here's another thing as well. These videos in Scotland, they were all edited in like a very quick succession because I had other commitments, which meant I had no time to edit the video. So with this video, this image, I edited the video, I quickly edited the image, threw it in the video, uploaded it, forgot about it. You know, it was scheduled like 2 weeks in advance. And I didn't even notice this when editing the image because I was doing the video. Oh, there's the image, quick edit, yeah, I'm happy with that. Which, to be honest, is the norm for me. I'm a very quick editor of images. So, upload it. Anyway, it wasn't until somebody commented on my video saying, Tom, do you mind telling me why the branch, why you didn't lower your tripod? And I was like, oh my God, how did I not see that? And I'll tell you why I didn't see it. I was tired when shooting the image. I was tired when editing the image, tired when editing and uploading the video. And I just hadn't paid attention to it other than just looking at the bigger picture and saying, yeah, colors look good, it's sharp, everything's set as it should be. But it's not until I really start to look at an image and pay attention, which you should always do in the field. And I had time. Now, you're probably watching this video saying, you know, I can't believe that you're ranting and being so hard on yourself. But, you know, I think these things are important. I think it's these minor things that make or break an image. And although most people won't notice this, a few will and I will. And that's what's important, is now I notice it. I can't stop looking at it. I mean, it's not too bad because it doesn't interfere with, you know, it only crosses over the hills, which are quite clean. It doesn't come down into the more messier foreground. But that is a proper schoolboy error. And I just wanted to make you aware of this, not only to raise the point that sleep is important and, you know, it massively affects your creativity, or at least it does for me, so always try and get good sleep where possible. But really, pay attention. I always encourage people, especially let's say for example on one of my workshops, I will encourage people to frame the composition and then just check the edges of your frame, check the foreground for anything that's distracting or interfering or anything like that. Don't just frame it up looking at the wider picture and go, yeah, that's good, click. Really go in and just take a minute to look around. And I should have done that and I didn't do that, and if I had have done that I would have said, oh, hang on, that's not right, drop my tripod by a foot. Problem solved. So there you go, a lesson in critiquing your own work, a lesson in getting good sleep, and a lesson in paying attention in the field. So that's today's video, ripping apart an image that I really liked, was convinced to keep it, and it is, you know, it's not like I'm going to throw this image in the bin. This will probably feature in some upcoming projects that I'm working on, print projects, you know, maybe next year's calendar, I don't know, maybe a book, I'm thinking about a book, something like that. It will feature, you know, I'm not going to toss this into the can. Not going to toss this into the trash. And I'll probably just leave it as it is, and then if anybody ever looks at this image and they've seen this video, then they can always be annoyed at the twig, just like me. So yeah, get good sleep, pay attention to your images in the field, and you know, yeah, just be intentional when framing your composition, because it is those small minor movements that make a huge difference. So that's it, that's today's video. A short one, which I'm sure most of you are relieved about. But yeah, join me on Wednesday, where I leave Glencoe and actually go and hook up with Simon Baxter and the infamous Meg. And oh, we have a great session. We get some heavy snowfall, we get some fantastic scenery, some beautiful wooded areas, some plastered trees and snow. And it's a great video, it's a great image, and it was great working with Simon. So tune in next week for that mini collaboration. But until then, I am gonna go. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, get good sleep and really pay attention to your images, every little detail, because it's those little details that will really trip you up and bug you like crazy. And hopefully if you watch this, maybe if you go out over the weekend or next week or whatever, you'll maybe just spend that extra 30 seconds paying attention. Right, I am going. Thank you for watching, and until next Wednesday, bye for now.